everybody. I'm Mike Sullivan, and I'm here at Giles Run Meadow Disc Golf Course to bring you your digital, virtual players meeting for the Howling Gale Classic, sponsored by Fair Winds Brewing Company. We're here at Hole 1 at Giles, and this is where Tournament Central will be this year. Because the main parking lot is closed, more on that later, we're going to be setting up here near Hole 1's long pad and Hole 1's short pad. Snowden Ashford Road is going to be open for you to drive on just like every other year. What you're going to do is continue past the main parking lot here into this small parking lot by the guard tower. Yes, this means we will not be playing too long on Saturday because we're going to have a bunch of cars piled in here. On Sunday, we are going to do our best to get everybody in this parking lot. I think we can fit about 50 cars here without compromising the line to too long. But what that means is two things. Number one, I need you to carpool wherever possible. And two, you need to pay close attention to the parking attendants who are going to tell you where to park. We are going to do this very carefully and very methodically to fit as many cars in here as we can. So please pay attention to the attendants, and please, 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 both days, please, carpool. Thank you. On Sunday, if we have too many cars for hole too long to be playable with everybody in the small lot, we're going to have to send the people parking on the backside over here. And they'll have to park either on this drive up or through that gate, which I will be able to unlock. Park on the road down there, or park along the side of the road here, or across the Barrel Bridge. In a minute, I'll tell you about parking across the Barrel Bridge on Saturday if you're playing on holes 12 through 14. Take another right across this Barrel Bridge and park somewhere in here. You're not going to drive past this sign, but you walk past this sign. It is a brief walk along the fence to the turkey barn. That is the fastest and best way to get you to 12, 13, and 14. I'm here at hole 1 to show you how OB works for this tournament. Basically, most holes have thorny garbage on the side of the fairways, the beautiful, broad, lovely fairways. This rough is OB. It is delineated by this line. I am painting in blue in the hopes that people of all vision spectrums will be able to easily see the line when they get up to it. From the tee, the thought in your mind should simply be thorns are OB. If your disc goes into the thorns and you cannot find it, that is not a lost disc under PDGA rules. If the card concludes that the disc was OB, you simply will play from where the card saw the disc go out of bounds. One more note while we're here, there are two of these fences on the course. One is in play from hole 1 on the long pad, from the long pad, and the other is in play on hole 2 from either pad. If your disc gets stuck in this fence, it is not barbed wire, but I am still going to allow 1 meter of casual relief so that you can form a stance. That is if your disc is stuck in the fence. A note about the OB line. Sometimes artifacts like this happen when you're spraying. Nothing to be done about it. As you can see, there's a little circle that sticks into the inbounds. If you see something like this, the line that is closest to the thorns, as farthest away from the fairway, is the OB line. This is just an accident. Give people the benefit of the doubt. You'll also see some painted symbols, like this one where you see an arrow and an infinity symbol indicating that the line goes that way and continues to go in a straight line essentially forever. Sometimes these islands in the middle of the course are bush hogged and therefore are inbounds, but this year, because they only bush hog every 2 years, they are not bush hogged. They are therefore out of bounds. This is the path that's between hole 2, which is currently on our left, and hole 1, which is currently on our right. From either fairway, road and across is OBs. A quick note about OB near hole 1's basket. Traditionally, we have had the OB end roughly even with the silver basket. That's how it's been the last 3 years at Lord of the Thorns, and that's going to continue here at Howling Gale. Basically, you'll see that the OB cuts straight in here, and you've got a little infinity symbol there. So it's going to go straight in a straight line along these little bushes here basically straight through past this dead tree here until it hooks up with the road. Road and across still OB. All of this here inbounds between here and the road. And the same over here, you'll see that we cut in on the left side, and it follows the inside of these trees here straight down this way. So all of that is out of bounds, but once you get here along this straight line here, again, card call, give it a benefit of the doubt, but you can sight right down this line past those trees. Everything on this side inbounds. So if you land in here, and there's the infinity symbol, you're in this part, you're inbounds. Down here, in this spot with a lot of scramblability, inbounds. You can have a putt at the basket. Hole 2 short basket is in front of me on Sunday. Both rounds will be playing to the long basket. The long basket is over here, the silver basket, on an exposed hilltop. A lot of wind usually, not today. Maybe not Sunday, we'll see. And then we've got this blacktop here, it's asphalt. And all of this asphalt is out of bounds. If your disc is completely surrounded by asphalt, and that includes grass growing out of cracks in the asphalt, you are out of bounds. If any part of your disc is touching the grass or gravel on the edge, you are inbounds. It is a card call. Area around this course is rapidly changing. We're still here on hole 2. This road, even though it connects to the asphalt, this road is not out of bounds. I'm going to mark where that starts, where the inbound starts. And then inside this retaining fence over here is out of bounds, and I've got a little place where that line starts right here at the corner. So if you're in front of the retaining fence or tapping the retaining fence, inbounds, over the retaining fence, out of bounds. Final note on hole 2, by popular demand, the OB line long has been removed. This was made easy by the fact that the fence here, OB fence here, extends all the way down there, and so I can just extend this line to infinity down there. As you can see, hole 3 no longer exists. The park will be putting in a replacement hole, but it will not be done by the time of the tournament. Instead, we are going to split hole 16 into 2 holes. More on that later. This is hole 4. On hole 4, the OB does not begin. All this thorny stuff here is inbounds actually until we get to the rivulet here. The rivulet is where the OB starts, and the OB flips around the creek here and then follows the tree line up on that side. And over on this side, it starts at a big tree back there, cuts straight across, and then up along the thorn line. And because of this sort of eccentric nature of the OB here, this is the only hole on the course with a drop zone. You can use the drop zone either in lieu of 1 meter from where you went out, or if your disc is OB but your card cannot make a call as to where it crossed out of bounds. Here we are by 6's baskets on the way to 7, and you'll notice this old construction trail that leads straight up from the bike path to hole 17. You are not to use this trail to go straight up the hill. Continuing to use this trail will cause erosion, which will eventually compromise the reservoir over here, which would be bad. So if anyone uses this trail, you will get 2 strokes for destruction or harm to the course. Here on hole 7, V and I would like to talk about predictability. Say hi, V. Hi. Here you'll notice that there is an area of thorns that's OB. Why, you ask? Well, you get these decisions sometimes, and my decision here is that it is easier to just have one smooth line that outlines a predictable OB island. Standing here on hole 8's tee pad to show you how to cross from one side of the other safely. In this case, we'd be just finishing 16, walking down hole 8, and watching out for other players. And when we get down here, we're going to take this path here. To take the path that winds down the hill, up the hill, across the pavement bridge there, a concrete bridge that you can see. The fence gates open. They'll walk across that bridge, and then there's a trail you can probably see going up the hillside that connects with the trail from hole 7. When you get to the top of that trail, you will take a right and follow the switchbacks along hole 7 to hole 17. Here's the crossing from the other side. See, you walk down here and along the bridge when you're coming back, and you walk up this path here and wind your way through here. When you get here, if you're walking back to 17, it seems like you should go left. Don't go left. Do not go left. Go right. Right, and wind your way around 7 back to the main path that way. If you go this way, you'll be headed toward the switchbacks back to the creek. Here on hole 14, you'll see out of bounds line comes up to this fence and indicates fence, which tells you that the fence is the OB line until you see blue again, which will be further up there. We're here at 15's red basket. We're here because the OB around the red basket cuts a little ways into the brush here on either side. Does so sort of by the tree line over here, as I hope you can see in the video. That gives you some room to work here as you go down the fairway and as you're playing long to short on Saturday. Here we are on 16's long pad. As I mentioned before, hole 3 is no more. And until we get a new hole in, we're going to split 16 into 2 pieces. One is going to shoot, we're going to call it 16A, shoots from this long pad here to a basket that's going to be kind of right-hand backhand hyzer shot nestled down there around the corner just before the gauntlet. Here's a view back to 16A's tee pad from what will be the basket and is currently a chair sitting on top of a blue X. I wanted to note that OB actually does have a line across the path over here if you go really far. I don't think anyone's going to go past this aiming for that basket over there, but it's a possibility and I wanted you to know it was here. Here on 16B, we'll be going to that silver basket with the white flag. You'll notice over here there's sort of a cutout here that goes down the hill, but OB line kind of transitions smoothly here between the 2 thorn banks because nobody wants to throw down there anyway. Here on 17, we've traditionally cut the OB in behind this stuff to give people a putt, but over the years all of these vines and things have taken away what used to be scramble opportunities in here. It used to be it was cleared back to the tree line. Because it's not anymore, I'm not going to cut in from the basket on 17. We're going to follow the cut line because it doesn't make any sense to force people to scramble from back in here.
And if young Nigel says he's happy, he must be happy, he must be happy, he must be happy.